We're on. Hi. I don't have an intro. So I'll just get into it because the internet moves fast and I do not move that fast. I move slower. But if I leave this any longer, it'll just be forgotten. And I think it's quite apt to do it because who has seen that lovely debate with Alex O'Connor and Dinesh D'Souza on the Pangborn? Pangbin? It's not penguin like I thought. Pangbin account. Funny. Oh my god, funny. I watched the shitstorm and I was too busy laughing. If you go there and you find me, I've left quite a long comment on it. Because every point where I laughed, I pinpointed it and put it in there. While I was making that comment, and I watched it several times because it was that entertaining, I realized I picked up some words and I went, I think I know what that means. Let me have a look at it. Let me go through it. The list was quite long, and I went, well, maybe, just maybe, because this is what I do for my spare time, I'll share it with you, what words I found interesting, words and combination of words that I found interesting from this one debate with these two lovely people. If you haven't watched it, I'll pop the link down there. I've broken this up into 4 sections. So if you want to have a look, they're in there. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but these breaks are quite long. And I've got my notes here because I did have to write it down. So let's get into it and expand our vocabulary, shall we? Intro. That's what it is. Intro. After the intro fellas did their thing, Alex D'Souza sat down and got into it. All right. Now, hyperbole was the first word I got. I went hyperbole. Hyperbole, which is exaggerated claims not to be taken seriously. Who said it? I don't know. Have a watch. And the other phrase I got from the intro was pedantic contradiction. I think of pedantics having some kind of panic-inducing here, but no, not quite. Pedantic means over-exacting. Someone being so particular. They've gone to an extreme, they've become pedantic. And this, contradiction means that you're taking statements that oppose one another. So putting them together, it's over-exacting the combination of statements that you've just put out. Ooh, another word that I found. Well, it's more of an accent thing. Exhortation. I think Dinesh said this. Now, exhortation, because I think he said it exhortation. And I went, no. Exhortation. There's no E in there. Or if it is, maybe it's a regional accent I really don't know about. Regional American accent, excuse me. And exhortation means encouraging someone to do something. Whether they do or not, it's up to you. You just have to entice them, persuade them. Next bit, I've labeled this the Bible book collection. It's quite a big segment of them just having a chat about books in the Bible. One thing that got me was when Dinesh said, phantasmagorical future account. First thing that came into my mind was unicorns, because phantasmagorical, that sounds like something you'd have in kids' book. Just, what? Why would you pick that word? Looking it up, phantasmagorical is an adjective for something that is fantastic or deceptive in appearance. And from that little bit of research, it turns out that phantasmagorical was used a while back, forgot the dates, but it was used to describe a style of theater that was normally horror theater. So I'll probably have to change my thinking from that rainbow unicorn to a black unicorn. And of course, future account, put that in there. So you're having this strange kind of prophetic dream that's unimaginable everywhere, a little bit of horror, and being shown to you right now. I don't know if they were talking about the book of Revelation. It could have been, because that's a different kind of book to read, if you're so inclined to read it. Conduit of truth is the next phrase, which I thought was interesting, because I think conduit, I think of electricity, I think of the thunderbolt from Thor. Zeus. Zeus. He's got it from that Marvel movie, if I remember correctly. So, it's conduit means a channel or a gutter, and that's actually a Latin word. Conduit. The Latin there is consudere, meaning to bring together. So look at that, the conduit of truth. So something that's bringing all this information together to present the truth to you. Yeah. The word trivial was brought up a little bit in this Bible book collection, and I went trivial. I think I know what it means, and I was right. It means of little or insignificant importance. Just don't care about that. Pennies are trivial until you get 1 million of them. Then you might get $1. This word, next word, Diaspora. Diaspora. Diaspora, diaspora. I've crossed the pond and I've heard it as diaspora. And I went, oh, because when I was growing up, diaspora. And I don't know which is it right? I didn't check the pronunciation, but diaspora means a spread or dispersion of people from their homeland. Diaspora, diaspora. As long as you understand the word, I think we're fine. Don't need to worry about accents. 2 words last in this little group. You change the end of it and you kind of slightly change the meaning. One of the words was used histocracy. History, I can get that. How is the end that histocracy? History? Histocracy. Why are we changing the end? Well, this means historical authenticity. Histocracy. Put them together. Instead of using the 2 words, you got 1 to go. The next one, perspectival. Relating to or shown or viewed in perspective. Perspectival. I think of specs. Well, perspex, turning into specs. And then that's how we get the glasses. Oh, check this out. Perspectival.
Perspectival.
UK. USA. Harder on that R.
Perspectival.
Perspectival. It's an accent. Deal with it. Next section I kind of labeled it Bible versus science and history. If you watched it, I think this is the bit where Alex kind of gave up. Hey, back to the words. Contention, which that's really what this 3rd bit was. Contention, which is a heated disagreement. They did not agree. They put a little fire underneath it, and there we go. Next word they used was ludicrous. If you look up ludicrous on the internet, what do you get? The rapper. That's right. So you have to kind of go down there or put meaning at the end to figure out what ludicrous. And ludicrous just means ridiculous. Something that is so foolish, so silly, so unreasonable, and out of place that you have to laugh at it. It becomes amusing. What? Here we go. This word I've used, and I think kind of meanly, in the past. The word is cynical, which is a distrust of other people. I think a little bit, now I'm older, a little bit of cynicism is quite good, but not being just cynical, where a person doesn't think that other people are trustworthy or sincere, so they just distance themselves from other people. It's just, I don't trust them. No. It's too much one end. But they use cynical. And now we have the word definition for you today. Oh, this one. 3 words to be very succinct. This was quite good. Popular scientific hypothesis. Popular, that word, at least in the first definitions for the populace, where it's generally accepted. Scientific, so everyone's general knowledge of science. That's where we're getting at then. Hypothesis. Hypothesis is a proposed explanation for something that probably will require further investigation. Oh, which person? I'm thinking about the orbit of the planets. Nicholas Copernicus versus someone else, where for a long time it was believed that the Earth was in the middle and everything else in the solar system swung around us. Finally, they've found about what do they do? They figured out that it's not in a circle, it's in a kind of a slingshot motion. Well, that's not a circle, goes out, slingshot, so when you're close to the sun, it's faster now. They figured out that that's wrong, so the hypothesis changed from then. I could have used a different example, but that's popular scientific hypothesis. How everyone generally agrees that this idea is the right one, until proven otherwise. 3 words, boom, baby. This one I found an interesting combination, which was studious and educated. Educated, I think we know, because it's like you have the information within you and you're able to share it, and someone asks you a question. Yes, I've got it. I've educated myself in this particular topic. I'm ready to go. But studious means spending a lot of time studying. So not only have they're studying a lot, and they've got all this information, they keep on doing it. So studious is, I think, a very good word to use, especially if you have a good student. You're a studious student. Ooh, spend a lot of time studying, and they are indeed a student. Next, this word comes, or made me think about, The Princess Bride. Inconceivable! I do not know what you think that word means. That was probably the worst accent ever to do, but if it's inconceivable, you can't imagine it. It's unbelievable. It cannot be imagined. Inconceivable! And next one, I think this person, they repeated themselves, I'm pretty sure. In a statement, they say, it's different. It's asymmetrical. And I went, different. I understand that. It's different. It's not the same. Then asymmetrical, that's two halves that are not the same. So you just said it's different. It's different. But if you don't want to say it's different, you want to be a little posher. If you are dealing with shapes, you can say it's asymmetrical instead. Lovely. 2 words to go in this section. I think my second to last is the favorite one that I learned from this debate. That word is filibustering, which is quite a specific word. In essence, it's stalling for time in a debate setting. Filibustering, from what I researched here, is a word that's normally used in political debates where one or some people of a party, they want to prolong the debate to get more time or prevent a decision being made. That's what filibustering means. Ooh. Word of the day. Next word is intolerable. It means you can't handle it. You can't endure it. It's just, no, can't do it. Just, How else do you say that? Intolerable. Needs a noise after it to really put emphasis there. This is the next part, which is going into chat time. There's a point where they're quite heated, and they ask the audience, do you want to keep on debating, or do you want to ask questions? And everyone goes, debate! Well, several people said, no, we want to ask questions. Oh, well. So, going into chat time, we have more words that pop up. Look at this. Repudiate. Repudiate is refusing to be accepted with, or just rejecting or canceling something. They don't want to be associated with it. They don't want to accept it. No. Repudiate. One thing I did like here, which I thought they would talk about a bit more, is polytheism and monotheism. That gets whipped out by Dinesh at one point, and I freaked out because this one I almost didn't have to look it up. I did just to make sure, because polytheism, monotheism are both from Greek roots. Theism comes from theos, which means God, deity. I think deity is Latin. Deity is Latin. Theos is Greek for God. Poly means many in Greek, and mono is one. So they're going for many gods versus one God. Many God worship and one God worship. That's it. The last word here, which they did use, I put this all in time. So if you did want to watch it, you'll see when they pop up. I didn't really think, I'm debating putting it in. Yeah, let's do it. I put it in here. That word's genocide. It's a horrible word. It's horrible. You just think genocide, you think of just death, gore, that's it, which is really what it is. Genocide, definition, is the deliberate killing of a large number of people with the intent of exterminating a group or nation. It's horrible. And they had that in the debate. I went, within the debate, it was quite well done. That's a lot of words that I think are kind of fun to listen to throughout this debate with Dinesh and Alex. It was an entertaining watch. But I keep listening because with some of these debates, they just open your vocabulary, open your mind, and open to new ideas as well by watching some of these things. And isn't it good we have the internet to share this information and learn? Well, that was all for me this afternoon. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.